When British archaeologist Howard Carter first stepped into the tomb of Tutankhamun in November of 1922, he had no idea just how historic his discovery would be. Hidden beneath the sands of Egypt's Valley of the Kings, this untouched burial site would become one of the most famous archaeological finds in history. Inside, Carter found a treasure trove of artifacts, gold, and ancient relics that had been sealed away for more than 3,000 years. The world was stunned. Even today, the fascination with King Tut's tomb and the mysteries surrounding his life and death continues to grow. Tutankhamun, often called the Boy King, took the throne of Egypt at just 9 years old. Although his reign was short, lasting only about a decade, his legacy has endured for thousands of years. His tomb, identified as KV62, was unusually small for a pharaoh, suggesting his burial may have been rushed. But what made this discovery so astonishing was that the tomb was nearly intact, something incredibly rare in Egypt, where grave robbers had looted most royal tombs centuries earlier. Inside the tomb, Carter and his team uncovered over 5,000 artifacts, including intricate jewelry, statues, chariots, and weapons. Among these treasures was something truly breathtaking: King Tut's coffin. It was not just any coffin, but one made of solid gold, weighing over 240 pounds. Nestled inside it was the pharaoh's mummified body, wearing a now iconic golden mask. This mask, with its detailed craftsmanship and brilliant shine, became one of the most recognizable symbols of ancient Egypt. The discovery of such immense wealth sparked a worldwide obsession with Tutankhamun, making him more famous in death than he ever was in life. But who was Tutankhamun really? Born around 1342 BCE, he was part of Egypt's 18th dynasty. His father, Pharaoh Akhenaten, made radical changes to Egyptian religion, promoting the worship of a single god, Aten, rather than the many traditional gods. When Tutankhamun became king, he quickly reversed these changes, restoring the old gods and moving the royal capital back to Thebes. Despite his efforts to stabilize Egypt, his reign was short-lived. He died mysteriously in his late teens, with experts still debating the cause of his death. Some believe it was from an infection due to a broken leg, while others suggest malaria or genetic health conditions played a role. The fascination with King Tut doesn't end with his tomb. His artifacts have traveled the world, drawing millions of visitors. In exhibitions held in cities like Paris, London, and Boston, people have been amazed by the beauty and complexity of these ancient treasures. Among the most remarkable items displayed is a small, solid gold statue of Amenhotep III, Tutankhamun's grandfather. Though only a few inches tall, this artifact carried great spiritual significance, believed to offer protection to the young king in the afterlife. The golden riches of King Tut's tomb have dazzled generations, but they were not just for display. The ancient Egyptians believed in preparing their kings for the afterlife, ensuring they had everything they needed for eternity. From large guardian statues that stood at the entrance of the burial chamber to small, intricately designed amulets, every item found in the tomb had a purpose. The ongoing study of these objects gives us a deeper understanding of life, death, and belief in ancient Egypt. Now, after traveling the world, many of Tutankhamun's treasures are set to return to their final resting place in Egypt, at the Grand Egyptian Museum near the Pyramids of Giza. This will be the last time many of these artifacts are seen outside of Egypt, making their final journey as remarkable as their first discovery. More than 3,000 years after his death, King Tut remains one of the most famous and mysterious figures in history. His tomb, his treasures, and his story continue to captivate the world. And yet, one mystery still remains. How did Tutankhamun really die? With modern technology like CT scans and DNA testing, scientists have uncovered details about his health, his injuries, and his struggles. But the exact cause of his death is still debated. Was it illness, an accident, or something else entirely? Perhaps one day we will finally uncover the truth behind the Boy King's untimely death. Until then, his story, his legacy, and his golden treasures will continue to shine through the ages. On February 17, 1923, a small, select group of around 20 invited guests gathered deep within the Valley of the Kings, a sacred resting place for Egypt's ancient rulers. This was no ordinary meeting. Archaeologists, along with Egyptian officials, were there to witness a moment in history, the unsealing of the burial chamber of the young pharaoh Tutankhamun. Up until this moment, the outer chambers of the tomb had already revealed an astonishing collection of ancient Egyptian art, golden artifacts, and beautifully crafted furniture. These items alone were priceless, providing a glimpse into the wealth and grandeur of Egypt's past. However, the real anticipation lay beyond those outer rooms. Excavators were hoping to find something even more extraordinary, the untouched, undisturbed mummy of King Tut himself. It was an opportunity to uncover secrets that had been buried for over 3,000 years. The tension in the chamber was almost palpable as Howard Carter, the lead archaeologist of the expedition, carefully worked to remove the stone barrier separating the antechamber from the burial chamber. The guests stood in complete silence, watching every move with bated breath. Minutes passed like hours as Carter meticulously chipped away at the sealed entrance. Finally, after 10 long and painstaking minutes, he managed to create a small opening. Holding up a candle to peer inside, he caught his first glimpse of something incredible, light reflecting off the surface of a massive golden shrine. It was a breathtaking moment. Unlike the tombs of other great pharaohs which had long been ransacked by thieves, Tutankhamun's burial chamber had remained largely hidden for centuries. Although evidence suggested that looters had broken in at least twice in ancient times, they had never made it past the second shrine, leaving the true treasures of the young king intact. Over the next several years, Carter and his team worked tirelessly to excavate what would become the most famous discovery in Egyptian history. The burial chamber held an astonishing array of treasures, including a series of nesting shrines, a solid gold coffin, and the now iconic funeral mask of Tutankhamun, which displayed the serene, regal face of the young king. The world was mesmerized by the sheer opulence and historical significance of these findings. However, the excavation soon became infamous for reasons beyond the treasure itself. Just 2 months after the tomb was opened in April 1923, Lord Carnarvon, the British aristocrat who funded the expedition, suddenly died from an infection caused by a simple mosquito bite. Strangely, his beloved dog died on the very same night. As time passed, more individuals connected to the dig began to suffer from mysterious and untimely deaths. Whispers of a curse began to spread like wildfire. Some believed that disturbing the sacred tomb had unleashed an ancient and powerful force, a mummy's curse, meant to punish those who dared to disrupt the rest of Egypt's long-gone rulers. An eerie inscription supposedly found on the tomb only fueled the fear, warning, "Death will come on swift wings to those who disturb the rest of the pharaoh." But was this so-called curse real? Did the people involved in the excavation truly fall victim to a supernatural force? Or was there a scientific explanation behind their untimely deaths? Could an ancient tomb really make someone sick? These are the questions that historians, scientists, and skeptics have debated for decades. What do you think? Was the mummy's curse a genuine paranormal phenomenon, or just a series of eerie coincidences? And that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you found this discussion interesting and thought-provoking. But remember, the conversation doesn't end here. It continues with you. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep exploring fascinating topics with us, make sure to subscribe to Wisdom TV. It only takes a second, but it makes a huge difference. By subscribing, you become part of a growing community that seeks wisdom, knowledge, and deeper understanding. And don't forget to hit the bell icon, that way you'll never miss an update. Every time we post a new video, YouTube will notify you instantly, so you're always in the loop with our latest content. We also want to hear your thoughts. The comments section is open for you to share your insights, opinions, and questions. What do you think about today's topic? Do you have any theories, experiences, or ideas to add? Drop a comment below. We read every single one, and your feedback helps shape future content on Wisdom TV. Thank you for watching, for being part of this journey, and for your continuous support. Stay curious, stay open-minded, and as always, keep seeking wisdom. Until next time, take care and see you in the next video.